In the shadows of history, there are events that make us question the very nature of humanity. Tonight, we delve into one such chilling tale, Hitler's Purge Night, also known as the Night of the Long Knives. Prepare yourself for a dark and exciting journey into the heart of one of history's most infamous and ruthless power plays. Hold on tight as we dive into this heart-pounding saga of power, betrayal, and terror that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to join us on more thrilling adventures through the darkest corners of our past. Now, brace yourselves as we step back in time and explore the chilling events of Hitler's Purge Night. The truth awaits. Painting the backdrop. To understand the true horror of Hitler's Purge Night, we must first paint the backdrop of the era. Germany, in the early 1930s, was a nation struggling to recover from the crushing defeat of World War I and the subsequent economic turmoil. Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party rose to power, promising to restore Germany's former glory. However, with power comes the need for control, and the Night of the Long Knives would become a testament to that fact. The pretense. As Hitler consolidated power, he faced opposition from within his own ranks. The Sturmabteilung, SA, led by Ernst Röhm, was a paramilitary organization that had helped bring the Nazis to prominence. However, Röhm's desire for greater political influence and the SA's growing power threatened Hitler's authority. Hitler needed a pretense to eliminate Röhm and his followers, and it came in the form of a fabricated coup plot. The stage was set for one of history's darkest nights. The Purge begins. On June 30, 1934, the Night of the Long Knives began. Acting on Hitler's orders, the SS, led by Heinrich Himmler and Reinhard Heydrich, embarked on a brutal mission to eliminate the SS leadership and any perceived threats to Hitler's control. Röhm was arrested at a hotel in Bad Wiessee, along with several other high-ranking SA officials. Over the next few days, the purge would claim the lives of approximately 85 people, though some estimates suggest the number was much higher. The cleansing storm. The violence was not limited to the SA. Hitler used the purge as an opportunity to settle personal scores and remove potential rivals. Among the victims were Gregor Strasser, a former high-ranking Nazi member who had clashed with Hitler, and Kurt von Schleicher, the former Chancellor of Germany. The purge was swift and brutal, leaving a trail of blood in its wake. The address after the purge. On July 13, 1934, Hitler addressed the nation and justified his actions. He claimed that the purge was necessary to prevent a coup and save the nation from chaos. This speech, known as the Reichstag Fire Decree, granted Hitler and the Nazis legal cover for their actions, effectively silencing any dissent. The aftermath of the purge. The Night of the Long Knives sent shockwaves throughout Germany and the international community. The swift and brutal action cemented Hitler's power, and the remaining SA members were quickly absorbed into the SS. With the SA dismantled and potential rivals eliminated, Hitler had complete control over the Nazi Party and the German state. The price of power. The purge also had a lasting impact on the psyche of the German people. Fear of the state's power and willingness to eliminate opposition led to a chilling effect on dissent, paving the way for further atrocities during the Nazi regime. Was Hitler successful in doing what he wanted? In a cold and calculating sense, Hitler's Purge Night was a success. He had eliminated his enemies, both real and imagined, and secured his position as the undisputed leader of the Nazi Party in Germany. However, this ruthless display of power would have far-reaching consequences, both for the German people and the world at large. The impact on German society. The Night of the Long Knives set a dark precedent for the suppression of dissent within Nazi Germany. The brutal purge instilled fear in the hearts of the German people, making it clear that opposition to the regime would be met with swift and ruthless force. This climate of fear allowed Hitler to further tighten his grip on the nation and facilitated the implementation of policies that would ultimately lead to the horrors of the Holocaust. International repercussions. The purge did not go unnoticed by the international community. While some countries initially viewed Hitler's actions as an internal affair, the brutality of the Night of the Long Knives raised concerns about the Nazi regime's intentions and methods. As Hitler continued to expand his power and influence, the international community found itself on the precipice of another world war, fueled by the unchecked aggression and ambition of the Nazi leader. The cult of personality. The Night of the Long Knives also served to reinforce the cult of personality that surrounded Hitler. By eliminating potential rivals and consolidating power within the Nazi Party, Hitler was able to portray himself as a strong and decisive leader, someone who would not hesitate to take drastic measures to protect and advance the interests of the German people. This image of strength and infallibility would prove to be a potent force in maintaining the loyalty and obedience of the German population. The legacy of violence. The Night of the Long Knives was just the beginning of a long and bloody legacy of violence that would come to define the Nazi regime. From the persecution of political dissidents and marginalized groups to the horrors of the Holocaust, the willingness of the Nazis to use violence and terror as a means of control would have devastating consequences for millions of innocent people. The descent into war. Hitler's consolidation of power, exemplified by the Night of the Long Knives, laid the groundwork for the catastrophic events that would soon unfold. With his unchallenged control over Germany, Hitler was free to pursue his ambitions for territorial expansion and the subjugation of neighboring countries. This path of conquest would ultimately lead to the outbreak of World War II, a conflict that would bring untold suffering and devastation to the world. The importance of remembrance. As we examine the events of Hitler's Purge Night, it is essential that we remember the lessons of history. The Night of the Long Knives serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the willingness of some to use violence and terror to maintain their grip on control. By remembering these dark chapters in our past, we can better understand the importance of standing up to tyranny and defending the rights and freedoms that we hold dear. The fall of a tyrant. Despite his initial successes in consolidating power and waging war, Hitler's reign of terror would ultimately come to an end. As the tide of World War II turned against the Axis powers, in the end, Hitler's own destructive ambitions would be his undoing, as he took his own life in a bunker in Berlin, leaving behind a legacy of pain, suffering, and devastation. As we explore the chilling events of Hitler's Purge Night, we are reminded of the dark depths to which humanity can descend when power is left unchecked. The Night of the Long Knives remains a stark warning of the dangers of tyranny and the importance of standing up to those who would use fear and violence to maintain control. It is our responsibility to remember these events and learn from them, ensuring that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. In conclusion, the events of Hitler's Purge Night provide a chilling insight into the depths of human cruelty and the consequences of unchecked power. As we remember and learn from this dark chapter in history, we must strive to ensure that such atrocities are never repeated. Only by standing united against tyranny and oppression can we build a world that is truly free and just for all. Thank you for joining us on this dark and thrilling journey into the heart of one of history's most infamous power plays. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating and thought-provoking content. Until next time, stay curious. And never forget the lessons of the past.